Hello, welcome to Pantheon of the Geeks. You join us for an unboxing of the Warhammer box set, Eldritch Omens. I think I've said that right.
Yeah, I think it's Eldritch Omens or Eldritch Omens or however you want to say it.
However you want to say it, yeah.
It's up to you.
So, and here we got Eldar and Chaos, so that's quite cool actually. Interesting little box set actually. It's
yeah, as far as these box sets go,
factions.
it's better than most of them.
Yeah.
We haven't bought any of the 40k ones in a while because they generally have stuff we've already got.
Oh, we're not that fussed about.
And everything in this box is new, apart from the Forge Fiend.
Yeah.
But we don't have a Forge Fiend.
We don't, so that was one of the reasons for
everything
getting
in this
it.
box is new to us. So
we do have a small smattering of Eldar as well, which we were going to do at Yandon. Yeah.
So these will go into
yeah. And I'll probably end up taking the Chaos Warriors.
I thought you might.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
so
okay.
let's look at the shiny wrapper.
Right. Okay. And this box out. It's rather expertly done by us. Normally
We're really bad at this.
we are, aren't we? Oh, okay. Well, cool. Lots and lots of sprues.
Nice sprues.
So those look like Eldar bikes.
Yeah, they do. These new Pathfinder bikes.
Pathfinder. That's cool.
Try and change the light in a bit. There we go. Try and move that one as well.
A little bit.
Yeah, so there's no shine now from the box cover. So that's the Pathfinder bikes. And those two sprues. We have some chaos.
Chaos stuff, yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay.
Spiky bits for me to get spiked.
We have the Forge Fiend, part of the Forge Fiend.
Yeah. Interesting to see how big that is actually.
We were actually at the games there when that first came out.
I do recall that actually, yeah.
A lot of years later we finally got one. This is the Realdory.
Is that the new, like, main model kind of thing?
I think it is actually.
Yeah.
That's the sprue though. So this is the one that's got multiple options on.
Oh,
okay. Great. Because you can see there the Warp Spider backpack. I can see one of the heads on there. So that, I'm guessing there must be another sprue to this because there's no actual body.
Hopefully so.
Probably not that one.
Not
That's
that one, that looks like the
Chaos
guy.
That's the Pathfinders. Oh yeah, the body is on there. Not looking good. I didn't think they get all the options on one thing.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's there. Cool.
Did you say that came with optional heads or just the one head?
I think it's optional heads.
Nice little insert.
There's the insert there. And then we have
the book.
The book. Instructions.
Fly stands.
Bases. Base with fortune. And we have stickers.
Well, transfers.
Transfers. The Eldari Craft Worlds.
Yandon.
And the one that matters.
Yep.
And then various legions. Yeah. Got the Iron Warriors, Alpha Legion, Black Legion, Thousand Suns, Word Bearers.
Oh.
No World Eaters, sorry.
Well, that's just rubbish. That's my first whinge then.
Right, let's zoom the camera in a bit. Okay, so before we get into building the models, we'll have a quick look at this Eldritch Omens book.
Okay.
Or Eldritch Omens book. We have the introduction. We have a load of background about the Necromunda War. Then we have the same hand and Black Legion rules. Well, not rules, but just an overview.
Blurb.
We won't be painting them in those colours anyway.
No.
So the background for this, we've got the Dread Prophecy and the Serpent Strikes. Nice little map.
Cool.
Some
Nice
the
pictures.
box artwork. Pictures of them painted in the colours from the box. This is a Forge Fiend though.
Cool. Yeah.
And then we have the rules for playing in this sector. Theatres of War. And then the missions themselves on the run. Prey becomes a hunter. Azurin and Chaos Space Marine Crusade Rules. I just want to call him Eldar.
Well, they are to us, aren't they?
They'll always be the
They'll
Eldar.
always be Eldar to us.
We have the rules for the Autarch. So, let's have a quick look. So we have a lot of options. There seems to be a lot of options on the sprue. Yeah. Cool. We have the Rangers. Yeah. I don't think there's as many options with the rest of them. I think they are just as they come. So the Shroud Runners. Then we have the Warpsmith. Chaos. I think pretty much you've got the option between the Thunderhammer and the Power Axe. And we have Chosen. Then we have the Forge Fiend and Mauler Fiend, which is the only not new model in this. I think Liz said she was a Mauler Fiend though.
Yeah.
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 That's it really. That's it. You got the little bit of mission. It's a nice little starter set.
It's not bad. It kind of gets you into it.
Gets you into it if you don't really know anything about it, I suppose.
Yep.
Let's build the models.
Yeah.
So, we're starting with the Warpsmith.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there is an optional Thunderhammer.
Nah.
Yeah. Right, so we want A3, A1, A2, A4, A5, and then we want some of these tentacle things, tendrils, A7, A8, and the foot's A6. So we'll get all those parts off. Okie dokie. Right. So we have these 3 segments for the body. We have the A3 here, and we have this little bit, which is weird, and that seems to fill a random gap for some reason. That is a bit weird. Yeah, it must go there. And I'm just trying to do it random. Yeah, fits into there. And then put the other side of the body on. There we go. Cool. And then we have A4, which is the leg on this side. There is a attachment for this bit. That. And then we have this part, which is the shin. You have a shin connected to a belt, connected to a pad. Why?
Because it's random.
Mm-hmm.
And they can.
Right, and then we have A6, which is the foot, which is what we'll put on next. It's got a little weird clip.
Looks like that bit. Does that need to be separate at all?
If you've got your model designed by a computer as opposed to a human being, then yes. A space-saving computer. And then we have A8, which is this one with a little drill on the end. A little tendril goes in there. Figure out there is a little square, not square actually. It's like a little weird, irregular shaped hole. So it's only going to go in one way. There's a lot of stuff I should have took off, but I shall wait till it dries. Then we have this bit, which obviously goes on the other side, which has a weird claw type thing on the end. Yeah, so that's like metallic and that's more organic. So we shall leave that bit to dry. We have the optional power hammer or power axe. Claire's gone for the axe.
Yep. I feel it's more
It's a power hammer, thunder hammer.
world eater.
Yeah, that's fair. I would have definitely gone for the hammer. I would have been doing Iron Warriors.
Yeah, so it would have been different, yeah.
There we go. That's ready to go. We have A20, and you've chosen head A22, which is a weird sort of. It's like he's got two different types of vent on his mouth. That's a bit weird. Right, so we will attach both arms. So I'll go on that peg. There's not really any room for manoeuvre. This one is just a flat surface attachment, so you can have it a bit more down, or a little bit of a wiggle room, shall we say. But we want to have it a bit more just fair and straight. Oops. Okay. And then we'll put the head in place. And then, because this is still a little bit wet and we've put a lot of pieces on, I'm going to let this dry before we come back to anything else with this. However, looking on the next part,
It looks quite fiddly.
it looks fiddly, but this bit is separate.
Yeah.
So, give us a moment to get the parts off, and we'll be back. Okay, so now we have the backpack, which is like double dock hook. We have this part, which is A9, and then we have A11, which is this little mouth claw.
Yeah, that I've no idea why they couldn't have just attached that anyway. Why has it got to be separate?
I don't know.
I do despair sometimes of these little
I think
bits.
sometimes I do like detailed models, but I think Games Workshop tries to overdo it.
Yeah.
But there we go. We have A12, which I believe goes there onto this bottom tendril. I think.
Well, looking at the picture, that would look right. And then 13 goes above it.
Yeah. And then, so we have the next one, 13. Should attach. There. That looks about right. And then we have all these wires. Now, this fits over both sides. We have this bit, which is going to go underneath, and these parts are going to go on the other side. So it should fit in quite well, this bit. Quite a bit of glue there. And then, theory.
Well, that looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. A little bit out for some reason. There we go.
Nice.
Okie dokes. And this attaches onto the back of this guy. And there we go. So, we can move on to the next page then.
I don't know, I've got 2 pages there, haven't I?
Yep.
No? Oh. I thought I got 2 pages.
Nope.
Quite thick, actually, isn't it?
Okay, so we have the A23, which is the shoulder pad that does go on with the lines on. Then we have a choice of shoulder pad with skull or shoulder pad that's plain.
I'm going to go with the plain one because
Yeah.
I'd like to try and scope out
World Eaters
Yeah.
symbol.
Yeah.
And
And then we've got 14 and 15.
is he going on this base, isn't he? On this one.
It looks like it, yeah.
Is it this one he got? We don't have another one, do we?
Well, no, the weird thing is, you look at that, it looks circular. That looks oblong, that looks circular.
Yeah, I think it must be this one. Because I think it's to take up his
because of his cloak
his
and everything.
train, whatever it is.
His train.
His train from his wedding
His veil.
veil, whatever. Yeah, so that goes there. Yeah, I'll definitely go on there like that.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and stick this on. If you get off parts 14 and 15 as well, which for some reason are separate.
Yay!
We're back in a moment. Okay, so we have a A14. And the smallest part here, which is
A15.
15 for reasons. These two parts go together like that. I'll do this off camera, guys, sorry. And then we have the shoulder pads, which are shoulder pads and just go on to the tops of the arms. So again, I'll do that bit off camera because that's not difficult. Right, and let's come back with a finished Warpsmith. So there is the finished Warpsmith.
He looks awesome.
I do like him actually.
He does look really, really good. I'm impressed, I must admit.
Yeah, I do like that one. Next is the Champion of the Chosen. So we need parts 56, 57. And then we need parts either 60 or 64.
I'm going for 64 with the little teeth in.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then we need parts 61 or 65.
I'm going for 61. 65 seems a bit Slanesh to me. It looks...
Alright.
Just looks a bit like, I don't know, skin.
Does he have a big skull? Oh, that's got skulls on as well.
Yeah.
And then we have 58, which is the arm, 59, which is the gun. And choice of heads.
I'm not sure what head to go for yet. I'm going to have a good look at them and see which one I fancy.
Yeah. And then we have the choice of weapons for the other arm. Let me guess, it's going to be an axe.
Yeah, that's all I can see. I can't see another choice.
Alright, there's no choices.
No choices.
So
it's just the axe.
you don't get a maul or a chainsaw. It's literally the axe or nothing.
That's it.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough. So the axe is 63. And that attaches onto the arm, which is 62. And then we have the other shoulder, which has weird skull, or not weird skull, your choice. And 81 for the other shoulder. Yeah.
I mean, I do like the mace, I must admit, and the sword, but because I'm doing it World Eaters, it's going to be the axes for me.
Yeah. Okay.
I like the options.
So your model.
Yep.
Right, so we'll get all these parts off and we can make a start. Okay, so we have part 56, which is the main part of the body. We have the foot, which we're going to stick on. There we go. And then we have the upper part of the body. You went for, was it 60?
64.
64.
Because it had like little teeth on. I thought if he's a champion, he's going to be a bit more ornate.
He has more teeth.
Yeah.
And we have the tabard. Choose that. Then we have this arm to add on. We'll be able to put the gun onto the arm first. Like so. And you chose the head with these little horns. Oops.
Yes, I did.
There wasn't enough glue touching that on. Yeah. For whatever reason, there's none on there. Put the head in place. The arm's like an old sort of clean attachment. There's no sort of pegs on it or anything. So you can have it pointing in different directions a bit.
That's good.
Like that. And then we have the axe and the arm. There we go. Should glue that bit on. So angle is this at? It's like he's challenging somebody with it. Sort of a standard barbarian sort of pose, really.
It is really, yeah.
Right, so then we have the shoulder pads to put on. Let's put that down for a second. You've chosen the one with the additional skulls on, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Yeah, I initially chose the one with the little arrow on, you know, the usual chaos symbol.
Yeah.
But then when I saw the skull, I was like, nah, it looks cool. Yeah, it looks more champion-y.
I think it's a demon skull, to be honest.
Yeah.
Make sure that is lined up. there. Okay. So that goes on the arm with the gun. I don't think I can stop you from reversing these if you want it on the other arm for any reason. There we go. Next is his Cloak and Backpack.
So, got 67.
I'm also going to give him time to dry before we start fiddling with this.
69.
So we have this weather cloak with the backpack, and then we have optional icons we can put on.
So I'm going with the one at the end.
Oh, with the small icon.
Yeah, small icon. And then the insert, I've gone with the corn.
I do like the fact that you can have any of the gods, so
Yes.
options.
Yeah, so I think you've only got Nurgle, Tzinch and Slanesh and corn there. But I suppose if you left it blank, it'd be undivided.
So
But there's undivided.
There's undivided, yeah, so it'd be undivided as it is. And
Yeah.
you can add on which one you want. So these are just going to attach onto the back. So in fact, what I'll do once he's dry, I'll just put them on. This just attaches into the circular part of the hole. There we have the little icon. There it is. So that's just going to go over there, and then we'll attach it on. We'll come back with the finished champion. Boom. There we go. Corn champion.
Would not want to mess with him.
Looks pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I like him. That little thing goes on the back. The icon fits in. There's only one way it fits in, and then the actual sort of like little icon itself attached into the backpack, it'll only fit on one way as well. So you shouldn't be able to get that wrong. Hopefully, there's a little tapered bit that goes to the end, and then there's also a little groove in the backpack which matches up with it. And that's what it should look like.
Cool.
If you put those options on. I do like that model, actually.
It is cool.
Yeah, that works. Okay, so the rest of the chosen are pretty straightforward. We have B1 and B2, B3 make up that one, B15, 16, 17 make up this one. This one has an extra part on, which is 28, 29, 27 and 26. These literally just stick together. There's sort of pretty standard builds. We also have B41 and 40, 39 and 42 to make this one up, which should make these 4 bodies ready for weapons. I'm going to go ahead and put them all together to get them to this stage, because they look pretty straightforward. And then we'll come back and decide what weapons Flo's taking.
Axe.
Okay, so we have our bodies together, all straightforward. Then various weapon options. We have 2 bolt guns, we have 2 bolt pistols, and we have 2 plasma pistols. Close gun, all pistols, 2 plasma and 2 normal. These are the arms 10, 21, 34 and 50 on the sprue. The plasma pistols are 51 and 52. Bolt pistols 52 and 23. And then we've got the power fist on this side, which is 18 and 19 together. That should be pretty straightforward. It's just 2 parts. I'm sure even I can't ruin that. And it has this nice mouth in the middle of it, which is very world eatery to me. And then we've got there's 4 chain weapons included on the sprue. We'll be having 2 chain axes and a chain sword. There's another chain sword on the sprue if you didn't want the power fist, and there's also a power sword as well. Also on the sprue, which we won't be using, we have combi guns, combi bolters. We've got options for plasma, melter and flamer, 2 of those. And then we have the lightning claws, which again is Claire's opted not to have. So there we go. So all these weapons are just 2-part attachments, apart from the Power Fist, which technically is a 2-part attachment. It's those 2 parts. Everything else is an arm and a axe, or an arm and a pistol. So I'm going to go ahead and stick them together, add them to these Marines in a random order, and then come back to see what heads Clara's chosen. Okay, so we've attached the weapons. Looking pretty cool. So next up, Clara's chosen some heads.
Yep, I'd like that one for the Power Fist because it's very corny.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like he's the head honcho.
He does almost. A bit. Looks better than the champion's head, actually.
It does actually, yeah.
To be honest,
yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. So he's going to go on there.
Yeah. And then the other 3 just random. I'm not bothered which ones. I've got shoulder pads. Now, this one really did confuse me.
Yeah.
Because I was looking all over the sprue for B75, and it's actually B76, and this bit here, which is actually says B78, it's B77.
Right.
Because that one's B78.
Just wrong.
So it's wrong.
Yeah.
But it's those 2 combined that make that one up. But I must have spent a good few minutes looking for 75.
Yeah. So then we got these bits, and we got the backpacks.
Yep.
So we will go ahead and stick all those on.
I think that one should be the boss's.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like these 2. But then I like Death Guard, so probably why.
Yeah, they are very...
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Right.